Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for coming back so that we can check in on the Foys. It's been a while. So a lot has changed in Bella and Dr. Errol's life. They've moved in together. So Dr. Errol and Milky moved into Bella's house. He already lived in Brindleton Bay, but their relationship was serious, and so they decided to live in her house together since they both wanted to start a family, and her house had 3 bedrooms where his house only had 2. So they decided the best decision would be to move into her place. After a few months of that, they had been a couple for a while, and Dr. Errol decided to spring a little bit of a surprise on Bella. He took her back to the site of one of their earliest dates, and wouldn't you know it, he got down on one knee and he popped the big question, which, of course, she said yes. I mean, why wouldn't she? Their relationship was going strong. They wanted similar things out of life, and it just made perfect sense to both of them for them to get married. So, of course, they went right from there to Bella's family's house to let them know the big news. Like, hey, guys, I know you've been asking for a while. Yeah, we decided to get married. I mean, at this point, too, both of them are adults, and Errol is a little bit older than Bella, so they both knew that if they wanted to start a family, now was really the time to do it. Both of them are established in their careers. They have a strong support system in Bella's family, and they had gotten their wild young adult years out of their system, so they were ready to start a family together. But they wanted to be married to do it because just for, really the legal protections of it all, making sure whatever Dr. Errol had, the kids would automatically inherit if anything were to happen to him, that kind of thing. So they told her family, and of course, they were ecstatic. Bella had another reason for wanting to go see her family that day. Michaela had just had her little boy. So, of course, Auntie Bella ran upstairs and got to know her brand new little nephew. And as an auntie myself in real life, I completely understand and am totally on board with this auntie behavior, because that is exactly what I have done in the past. So Auntie Bella made sure that her little nephew knew who she was, and she said, I'm going to be around a lot, young man, so we're going to get to know each other really well. From there, they all decided to go, well, at least Bella and her sisters, and Dr. Errol decided that they were going to go and have a drink, talk about old times, maybe make some plans for the wedding. The sisters had some questions. Are y'all planning on having kids? You know how family can be. Once you tell them one step that you're taking in your life, they automatically want to know all the rest of the steps and when they're going to happen. So Bella's sisters are no different. So Dr. Bella had to sit down and explain to her sisters, okay, this is what we plan, and we're going to try to get pregnant right away, because we want to have kids, and we want to have them when we're young enough that we can keep up with them as they're growing up, because toddlers as an elder, oh, goodness. Yeah, I've done that in some other saves, and that can be challenging. Wait, did the bartender just age up? Oh my goodness, they did. Okay. Yeah, so the 2 doctors sat down and, exchanged some tales with Bella's sisters, and, said that we we hope that you're going to be able to be there and be involved in our wedding. We really want this to be a family affair. And they're like, bruh, of course, you're our family. You've been our family ever since you started dating our sister. Yeah, just tell us what you need us to do. Of course, we're going to be there for you. We'll support you. We'll tell funny stories about you. He's like, okay, I'm not so sure about the funny stories. The sisters made no promises about toning down on the funny stories, but they did promise that they would be there for the wedding. They wouldn't miss that for the world. Fortunately, Dr. Bella and Dr. Errol had a beautiful day for their wedding in San Myshuno. Bella had a custom gown made. They did not spare any expense. Why should they? They're both doctors. They have the money. So they invited the family and friends, got married out in the yard under the wedding arch. They did have the option of getting married inside if the weather had been bad. That's why they chose this venue. But when the morning came, the sun was shining, there was hardly a cloud in the sky. And, why not get married outside under the sun? Doc Errol was a little bit nervous, of course. He wasn't sure at one point in his life if he would ever find someone like Dr. Bella, but he feels very lucky to have found her. So they gladly sealed their commitment with a kiss while their family and friends looked on. Then they went into the hall for a party. Feeling a little dizzy, a little ill, Bella? I wonder why that would be. We're going to have to check that out. So after the ceremony, they went inside where they had hired a DJ, they had a caterer, they had a mixologist. The party wasn't huge. It was just big enough for them. The people who are most important to them were there, and they were able to really enjoy everybody's company, get around to everyone, really enjoy interacting with them, and not feel like they were overcrowded. Some weddings are too big. This one wasn't. It was just right. Even the music was just right. Well, we soon found out why Bella had been feeling ill at the wedding. She was pregnant, and by winter, it was time for her to give birth. Now, Dr. Errol has delivered babies before. As a matter of fact, he did deliver the child of one of my other Sims in a different save file. But, it's very different when it's your own partner who's in labor and your own kid that's coming. So he was an absolute wreck. Running around like a headless chicken. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Seriously? The rest of the staff was tickled pink to see their head surgeon all flustered like that just because it was his wife who was in labor. And I'm sure that they gave him grief about it for many, many weeks afterwards. But fortunately, other than the incredible glitches in the game that make working with the surgery table an interesting experiment, everything did go well with the pregnancy and with the delivery, and they were blessed with a healthy baby, 2 healthy baby boys. Yeah, I did not see that coming until it happened. So they had 2 little baby boys and immediately dove into being parents. Errol took time off from the hospital. He took paternity leave. Of course, Bella, being the owner of the veterinary clinic, she had the clinic up and running, but she didn't go in. She needed to be at home. She had 2 nursing babies, and fortunately her husband was able and willing to take time off from his job to get everyone through that very tiring, very awkward infant stage. 1 baby is a lot of work. 2 is twice the work. if not 3 times. It probably feels like 3 times the work when they are crying in a duet. And oh, Milky! So the ghost doggy running through the house is Milky. Unfortunately, the boys never got to meet Milky. She went on to cross the Rainbow Bridge before they were born, but she stuck around for a while so that at least she could meet them and watch over them. So she was buried under the tree next to the house, but she stuck around so that she wanted to make sure that her mom and dad were okay after bringing home 2 babies from the hospital at one time. And so whenever Bella and Errol were asleep, then Milky would guard the boys and make sure that everything was fine. Even as a ghost, she's very loyal to the family. They did get another dog. I don't remember the dog's name. I'm going to have to check that. Definitely going to have to check that next time. But they did get another dog. So that dog is still learning to get along with the cat, but Milky was very, very good with the cat. They never had any problems with Milky and the cat fighting. So you can see now Milky has come back into the nursery. Everything's quiet, so she doesn't have to try to escape from all of the noise. Bella's thanking her for being such a good nanny dog. Even after she crossed the Rainbow Bridge, she's a really, really good nanny dog and looks after the little boys in the house and makes sure that everything is fine. They miss having her there in the flesh, but they feel lucky to have had her in their lives at all. And she is just falling asleep by the door, taking up her little guard post to make sure everything's fine. Thank you all so much for watching. I will try not to let it be so long before I give you another update on the Foys. You enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.